So, happy Halloween, everybody. Jim Clark and Brandon King of Noticestry, LLC, crafting your online presence, managed marketing solutions. We figured it's time to launch our very own vlog. Do people even do vlogs anymore? They do now. Why? Because
I think they call them podcasts.
podcasts,
You know?
video casts,
Yeah.
right? Whatever we want to call them. But it being Halloween, we figured what a better day to entertain you with some information. And the topic of question today is SEO dead? For those that don't know what SEO is, SEO stands for, Brandon.
Search engine optimization.
And what does SEO typically do, Brandon?
Basically takes you from whatever page number you're on and moves you to the front of the line on Google.
Yes, in essence, right? So as more and more businesses, I think where this question comes in and gets stems, is more and more businesses get online, there's obviously more competition to get towards the top organically or naturally without having to do paid search results. And I think that's probably, would you agree, where the question comes in is SEO dead? Does it work anymore?
I think some of it has to do with the methods that were used in the past to drive some of that ranking has maybe become not as effective. So that also drives that question as well.
Right. In a sense, as a whole, SEO, there's multiple different levels. I mean, there's local SEO. Something I always talk about is how Google operates. Google's what I like to call hyper local, right? 9 times out of 10, are you doing a near me search or not even putting a geographical location in it? Google's going to pull where you're doing that search from, and that's going to affect the search results as well, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So, in a sense, for your website to come up, if I search you by name, that's SEO.
Right.
Right? Your website's just not going to magically come up because your name is on it. So
I like to use the analogy of a spider web. I tied right back into Halloween again.
There
I knew
we
we had
go.
to get there. But like a spider web where your search is in the middle, and the bigger that web is, the more things that are connecting back to that search.
yeah, so I think what happens a lot of times, you'll get marketers, they'll say, we don't need to worry about organic SEO. And sometimes for business owners, SEO tactics and implementation can be frustrating because you're not necessarily going to see immediate action results, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to say a month later, look, you were here and now you're here. And I think a lot of people are looking for that instant gratification, which kind of comes down to how we are as a society right now, right? Yep. I mean, you want something, you search it, you get it, right?
Which there is ways to do that, and just they're more expensive.
Right.
So it's kind of, that's why we typically don't have a SEO is dead methodology. It's more, let's figure out what works for that company and kind of go with that, right? Like local SEO might be more effective. Organic SEO might be more effective. Paid search might be effective. It just really depends.
Which I agree. That's a really great point. I mean, having that consultation with a business owner, having that sit down, looking at their business, their goals, and also what their competition is currently in the online market, right?
Yeah.
There's some industries that come about and nobody in the industry's paid attention to it. They've operated as is for the last 30 plus years, multi-generational business, and they just think everything's okie dokie, hunky dory.
Right.
What they don't realize is how much business they could potentially be missing. And more importantly, how they can get that leg up on their competition because nobody's really decided to jump into that market just because the industry standard isn't it necessarily, right?
I mean, we met with a business this week that did not have a website.
Yes.
Right.
And just the tough part for digital marketers is this is a company that's been around since the 70s. I'm glad that we got them on board. We're going to start to right their ship, right? But how do we not overfill your cup with all the technical nuances of SEO, but also build the trust that we know what we're doing and we're going to get you there, right? So, yeah, I do agree with you. Having a strategy behind SEO or your online presence, it might not just be SEO that gets you the answer to results, right? We may need to do some paid search. We may need to do some things to...
Which actually can help your SEO as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of it does come back to SEO.
Right. But I think overall, at the end of the day, for people asking, is SEO dead?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. It's still a vital foundational piece to your online presence. And the analogy I like to use is you can't build a house on a rocky foundation. It's always going to crumble. And you're always going to have to put more money into it to keep fixing it up, right?
Sure.
If you get that solid foundation initially between your website, behind, local SEO and beyond, it just enhances everything else that you're doing for the longevity of your online presence.
Before we close, am I going to have to wear this every time, or do I get to take this off?
That's a great
Next
question.
time.
Hey, comment below. Let us know if Brandon needs to wear this every time, or is he going to be able to reveal his face? Maybe we even do a big reveal one day after the surgeries are done. I'm kidding.
So yeah, I hope you found this informative and helpful. Do us a favor, as always, if you found this highly beneficial and you liked it, give us a like, a thumbs up, a share goes a long way. Comment below with questions or DM us. We're here at Noticestry LLC, right out here in Mendon, willing to help you and your business craft their online presence.
Happy Halloween.
Ooh.